summertime storms return just in time for the weekend. Gusty winds, heavy rain, and possible hail. Where severe weather will strike today, we'll let you know.
It's a chance to dry out flood-stricken areas, catching a break in the northeast, but when are the showers and maybe even a rumble of thunder going to move back in?
And we are tracking Tropical Storm Karina and a low off the coast there, just south and east of Hawaii in the Pacific. And a new disturbance just off the African coast in the far Atlantic. Any chances they could threaten land anytime soon? Find out right now as Weather Center Live continues. Well, it is the weather headline of the week. Flooding coast to coast. Our nation has been plagued with heavy rain. The latest victim, Colorado. Thanks for joining us. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Jennifer Lopez. Flooding swamped the city of Longmont yesterday. Roads were submerged in water 6 inches high in nearby Colorado Springs. This is actually nearby in Colorado Springs itself, though. They had about 1.5 inches of rain. The same system that drenched the area is intensifying as it moves to the east, bringing storms to the Central Plains today. One place that could get slammed may be the Twin Cities. Vivian has more.
All right, well, let's check it out right now. We have fair conditions in Minneapolis. We have a fair amount of sunshine, temperatures in the low 80s right now. We do anticipate conditions to go downhill, certainly by tomorrow. Maybe the rest of the day today will be spared for you, Minneapolis, but we are watching storms off to your west over the central U.S. Here's the area that we're focusing our attention, mainly where you see the red. That's where we think there's a better chance that those storms will really start to ramp up from the southern parts of South Dakota through southern parts of North Dakota through South Dakota and to Nebraska, all the way into the northeastern parts of Kansas and northwestern Missouri. Here is the setup. We have individual areas of low pressure here. Already some pockets of heavier rain, like this stretch of moisture from the northern border of Iowa all the way down to northern Missouri here, with a heavier batch just south and east of Des Moines heading for the Kirksville, Missouri area. And we've been following this area of rain as it slowly slides off to the southeast, southeastern Nebraska, northeastern Kansas, and then another batch. It's smaller, but nonetheless, it has some dangerous lightning strikes on the northern little fringes here. And back into North Dakota, kind of spreading out into eastern Montana, we have another batch of rain. So today we're watching mainly areas, and then tonight it'll shift a little bit to the south and east, and certainly tomorrow that's when we'll include the Chicago area and even St. Louis now with some stormy conditions in the area. So we'll definitely have your radar turned on all night tonight and certainly on high gear tomorrow. Kansas City, this is your forecast. Thunderstorms today. That'll be the case tomorrow, but they'll start to ramp down, we think, tomorrow evening. Much of the same around Minneapolis, but it's during the heart of the afternoon that the storms could really ramp up tomorrow. St. Louis, or shall I say Minneapolis, with temperatures in the mid-80s. Jennifer?
Property owners have been hit hard with the flooding this week. Homeowners could actually end up paying thousands to repair damaged walls and floors. And it's also pretty bad for car owners. Should you salvage your vehicle or just junk it? A mobile command center is now set up in Islip. It's there to help homeowners and businesses decide what to do in the aftermath of the flooding. Again, Islip, Long Island got hit extremely hard Wednesday morning. In just several hours, they were able to pick up more than 13.5 inches of rainfall. You can see the average, or for the month of August, they're already over 14 inches of rain. It's beautiful, though, across New York right now. We head back to the city. We just see a few of those clouds over us. Otherwise, temperatures are in the low 70s. Nice weather today, but what's it going to do for your weekend? Are you visiting the Big Apple? Maybe heading up into the Northeast? Well, we're going to be able to squeeze out one nice day. And it's pretty much here in New York that we see those conditions just continuing to stay pleasant for you with the lower 70s around. But far to the north, northern New England, that's where those clouds have been sitting over you, and even some scattered showers. They're going to be there through tomorrow. That is going to be far to the north of the coastal areas. So for today in Boston, just partly cloudy skies to more sunshine down in D.C. And really the same scenario setting up for your Saturday. It's on Sunday that we'll start to notice that rain moving into New York. So today in the 70s, warmer tomorrow with more sunshine. Not a bad afternoon here in Boston with 74, and we see pleasant weather up in Beantown. Good on Saturday with a high of 78. Vivian?
Yeah, looking good at least right on into the first half of the weekend over the Northeast. But what about the Southeast? Well, you will be warming up. We've had a couple of nice, pleasant, low humidity days, right? But the temperatures are on the increase, and so is the humidity here across much of the South. 84 right now in Atlanta, but look at this, 88 in New Orleans, Jacksonville, down to Orlando, a lot of upper 80s all the way down to Miami. We've had the cooler scenario because the jet stream took a pretty unusual dive far south all the way into northern Georgia, but it will start to push back north where it typically resides this time of year. And so as it does, that's just going to allow the warmer air to come on in, and as it flows in, the humidity levels will be on the increase as well. Today, we're forecasting it to maybe warm up another couple of degrees for you, Atlanta, but tomorrow it's in full swing, okay? We're back in the low 90s for the most part, and mid 90s back toward Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, about 94, 93 in Memphis and Nashville, and even over to Charlotte, North Carolina. So Atlanta, here's your forecast today, perhaps the coolest day over the next 4 days or so. As you can see, going through the weekend, we'll be up in the 90s.
Okay, most of us have been stuck in an airport having to wait out a thunderstorm, and while we were probably bored, maybe even mad, air traffic controllers were busy. This looks like an arcade game from the 80s. It's actually a rare look at how flights are routed. You can see the jets dodging the storms. That's Atlanta, the world's busiest airport in the gray circle. And those blue streams are airplanes and the flight paths of the planes. And look how they were just diverted around the thunderstorms, the yellows and reds. Again, it's a tough job, and we're always amazed at how they do it. And again, we're very thankful they do it because you never want to fly right into one.
Absolutely. That's very
smart.
cool looking, that radar. Well, stay with us. We're just getting started here on Weather Center Live. Check out this lightning show over Florida. Get used to it because the Sunshine State won't be so sunny this weekend. We'll let you know how long the thunderstorms will last and when you'll need your umbrella. Stay with us.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
Makers of Excedrin Migraine, #1 neurologist recommended.
Stock up and save. Buy a year's supply of air filters for only $16.97 at Lowe's.
To you, they're more than just a pet. So protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes too. Right now, save up to $10 on select Canine Advantix 2 flea and tick products at PetSmart.
Remember the hassle of vacuuming before the Dyson DC-59 Motorhead? Before our direct drive cleaner head increased brush power to outclean the 5 best-selling full-size vacuums across carpets and hard floors without the hassle of a cord.
People of the upper world.
Yeah, nothing terrifying about that.
The Box Trolls, rated PG.
Currently in our area, 91 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90, chance of rain 60%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Winds light and variable, chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
At Panera Bread, our new flatbread sandwiches may be flat. The flavors are anything but. So whether it's taste inspired by the freshness of the Mediterranean or the smoky spice of the Southwest, or bold, adventurous Thai flavors, you always get flavor that's anything but flat, and always with chicken raised without antibiotics. New flatbread sandwiches from Panera, each 360 calories or less. Try one today.
Brighten up your rainy day with a flatbread sandwich and salad from Panera Bread.
Summer days drifting away to all those summer nights. Tell me more.
Twizzlerize your summer fun with Twizzlers, the twist you can't resist.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Well, all week we've been showing you video of cars stranded in flood waters as storms rolled across the U.S. But what happens to those cars after they're pulled from the water? Could they end up on a used car lot the next time you head out to get a new set of wheels? Oh, that's the big question, right? Well, many dealerships are trustworthy, but not all.
Detroit.
The roads are crumbling into the freeway and stuff. It's very frightening.
Long Island. Baltimore. Phoenix. It's been a rough week for car owners across the country. While most flooded cars are sold for parts, many end up sold as used cars to unsuspecting buyers.
Some of these guys are doing a really good job cleaning up these cars to make them very hard to identify as flood vehicles. They're cleaning them in a lot of places where you wouldn't expect to.
But according to automotive expert Lauren Fix, there are things you can look for that can actually tip you off.
The nice thing about looking at a salvage yard is you can really get a close-up look about things like fuse boxes, because if you open the fuse box of any car, it should be nice and clean. It should definitely not look like this. This is dirt and mud. This tells you you've got a flood-damaged car, and don't buy it.
Look for moisture and dirt in exterior lights and rust in places you wouldn't normally see it, like hinges.
Pull out the engine air filter and take a look at the bottom of the housing. If you see mud and dirt, that's not good.
Also, look for signs of mold and mud caked on top of the engine or hoses. But the biggest concern may be what you can't see, damaged safety features.
You won't know that till you're in an accident, and those passive safety things like airbags and all those sensors won't work. They could even leave your vehicle stopping for no reason in the middle of the highway.
Always try to find the car's history by checking a reporting agency like Carfax or with the manufacturer. If it came from a flooded area, watch out. And always have the car checked by an ASE certified mechanic.
When it comes to flood-damaged cars, I always say buyer beware. Do your homework. Don't purchase the car and then have it checked out. Have it checked out, then make your decision.
Remember, if a deal is too good to be true, it probably is.
All right, a lot of things to ponder for sure when you're trying to buy a new car, or certainly a used car. And from the recovery in the Northeast down to sunny Florida. Jen, not so sunny, unfortunately, this weekend.
A stormy weekend is on deck for parts of Florida. This is some amazing video from Sanford of a light show from a thunderstorm. In fact, yesterday when this happened, there were 4,000 lightning strikes just sitting over the city of Sanford. Almost 3 inches of rain fell there as well, and summer storms are already moving into central Florida, and they're coming down into the southern half of the state right now. Let's go over into Miami. Yes, look at that rain. Here we are looking over the water, and we can see those showers and thunderstorms just moving right over the water. We've had a lot of lightning here, and that is a huge concern for us as we go through the next few hours. So let's go to the maps, and this is what we're going to continue to see. I got to get my clicker because it doesn't move just by winking. Okay, here we have those showers and thunderstorms here Spirit today. And then for today, again, they're anywhere in the peninsula, but let's zoom in a little bit closer and show you that all of this lightning we've had here, and we have been able to pick up more than 4,600 lightning strikes within the past few minutes. Again, you can see it's very numerous from Tampa to the north up to Crystal River and also to the south. Here we are concerned with showers and thunderstorms across the Everglades, and they're going right to the East Coast. So look out into Miami, Fort Lauderdale, all the way up into Daytona for thunderstorms today. Vivian?
Well, this is a weather station, and thousands of people around the country use personal weather stations like this one, and they send the data to Weather Underground. Coming up, we'll show you how one professional fisherman also uses this type of device to give him the competitive edge. Plus, find out why we'll soon see improvements in forecasting tropical weather. What about the Muppets? What do they have to do with tracking hurricanes?
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis?
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
My mom just can't stop talking about Walmart's new savings catcher.
You enter your receipt and it compares prices to top stores in our area. If there's a lower advertised price on an item I bought, Walmart gives me the difference.
It's so easy, even a parent can do it.
Go to walmart.com/savingscatcher and enter your receipt.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building. Turn to the cleanup team that's here in your community and here to help at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
So while the Qin dynasty united China, the Han...
Dr. Caro, what are you doing?
Trying to find the best hotel price for an upcoming conference. I have 3 lectures today, and this takes a while.
Well, why don't you use Kayak? It compares hundreds of hotel sites in seconds to find you the best deal.
Because although I'm an adjunct professor, it is not my job to know everything. The Golden Age!
Compare hundreds of travel sites at once. Kayak. Search one and done.
Want proof that Pantene makes your hair healthier all the way to the end? Put Pantene to the test. Watch. When hair loses protein, it splits and fails the needle test. But with Pantene, the Advanced Pro-V formula helps prevent protein loss and stop split ends before they start. So your hair passes the test with ease. Put Pantene to the test. For hair so healthy, you shine.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
And just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
I'm only in my 60s. I've got a nice long life ahead, big plans. So when I found out Medicare doesn't pay all my medical expenses, I got a Medicare supplement insurance plan.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you may know it only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. Call now and find out about an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare supplement insurance plans, it could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call now to request your free decision guide.
I've been with my doctor for 12 years. Now I know I'll be able to stick with them.
You'll be able to visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Plus, there are no networks and virtually no referrals needed. See why millions of people have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Don't wait. Call now.
1-800-591-3750. That's 1-800-591-3750.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Currently in our area, 91 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 76. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, we want to get a check on the tropics, and for that we go to our hurricane specialist Michael Lowry to see what's going on not only in the Pacific but also in the Atlantic. How's it going?
Hey, Jen, look, we got another disturbance that's coming off of Africa right now, and one that we're watching for possible development. Here is that area to watch, though just a 20% chance of becoming a tropical depression or storm as it moves off toward the west. And the reason for that is there's a lot of dry air, there's a lot of stable air to the north of where this is. Here's our water vapor picture right now. You can see the spin to the clouds, also seeing it on our wind flow here. There is that disturbance. To the north, though, a lot of dry air, and you can see that on our water vapor picture. This showing you the amount of water content at the mid and the upper levels of the atmosphere. Right now, it's kind of protected in this envelope of moisture, but it'll soon be in this red area where all the dry air is, and that'll prevent any development this weekend. Jen.
Okay, well, I have a few questions to ask you. Now, we just learned that 2 Hurricane Hunter airplanes in Florida are actually getting a $35 million facelift. NOAA says the planes are actually getting new wings and refurbished engines and even an upgraded radar. The refurbishing, though, will not take the 2 planes out of service this season. So, Michael, these NOAA planes are different from the Air Force Hurricane Hunters. Can you explain the difference?
Well, the planes, they're 2 different types of planes. First of all, the NOAA plane is more of like a commercial aircraft without the seats in it, but the Hurricane Hunters for the Air Force is like a big cargo plane, and they also fly different missions. The NOAA plane is more research-oriented, but both, Jen, certainly important data that they're collecting for us here on the ground.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the data that they do collect.
Well, there's 2 types of data that they collect. Take a look at this graphic right here. 2 types of planes. One that flies at a lower altitude, and that flies at about 10,000 feet, collecting data at the surface of the ocean, estimating the winds at the surface of the ocean. 2 types of planes, and their nickname is Miss Piggy and Kermit, believe it or not, after the Muppets.
I just like hearing you say the names of those planes. All right, thank you so much. Pretty cute. We like the new names too, Vivian.
Yeah, and speaking of collecting data, each day over 24,000 personal weather station owners in the U.S. send their data to Weather Underground. Now, the data is collected from these stations, and they're used to improve forecasting across the country. But one pro bass fisherman is hoping his weather station will give him a competitive edge. Here's Reynolds Wolf.
Daybreak on Douglas Lake, Dandridge, Tennessee. The hopes of hundreds of anglers competing in the Northern Open rise with the sun. At stake for the winner, a spot in the Super Bowl of fishing, the Bassmaster Classic. With just 7 hours to catch that dream, anglers power out to hunt for bass in this enormous lake.
When people think of sporting events, they think of a large venue as like a football stadium, but we're talking about a fishery hundreds of miles long, and we have to factor in the weather and understand that it may be quite different at one end of the lake versus the other.
For Jim Root, weather is the factor that guides his entire fishing strategy.
Weather rules fishing like no other sport. We're completely slaves to whatever it's doing because it controls the fish.
And so hours before the competition, Jim begins detailing weather conditions in and around the lake. He is the first and only angler to use a personal weather station.
This is what measures the rainfall. This measures wind direction and speed. This gray cable right here monitors the water temp.
The real-time hyper-local weather data Jim's station reports to Weather Underground provides an insight into how fish behave, which could be the difference between success and the one that got away.
Barometer is influential in terms of how fish eat. Water temp really is crucial in terms of trying to figure out where the fish are located.
On competition day, it is sunny and 85 degrees. Miserable weather for fishing.
Usually the worst weather is the best fishing. Cloudy, windy, maybe a little rain. It really helps to make it a little easier to sneak up on them.
But the conditions don't stop Jim from landing fish. And early on, it looks as though he has a chance of fishing in the finals. But with sun still shining and time running out, there's just not enough big fish coming in.
I gotta throw it back.
And Jim's competition ends in heartbreak.
I'm a little disappointed, but I had a good time. I caught some fish, I learned a lot, and the season's not over.
Well, that's some cool stuff. And if you want to be a part of this movement, just go to wonderground.com/weather stations.
This program brought to you by Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Vehicles. Certified Affordable Luxury.
How about over there?
What does it mean to have an unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz? What does it mean to drive as far as you want for up to 3 years and be covered? It means your odometer is there to record the memories. During the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event, now through September 2nd, you'll get complimentary prepaid maintenance and may qualify for a 2-month payment credit, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and make you feel like this. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $239 a square foot.
Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything. Everything. With Hershey's Spreads, the possibilities are delicious.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Attention homeowners, if your home has lost value and you now owe more on your mortgage than your home is worth, listen carefully to this very important message from Quicken Loans. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow you to refinance even if your home has lost value. So if your current mortgage rate is higher than 4.75%, call Quicken Loans today to learn how we can help. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Again, if you purchased or refinanced your loan before June of 2009 and you owe more than your home is worth, or if your current mortgage rate is above 4.75%, call Quicken Loans today to find out if we can help you take advantage of this very unique refinancing opportunity. And you can be confident that Quicken Loans will treat you right. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Again, call Quicken Loans today or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
Just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
You've got to be kidding me.
A new original series, Hurricane 360, premiering Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 91 degrees with thunderstorms in the area. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90, chance of rain 60%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Winds light and variable, chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
We're looking at the current radar with storms crossing right over Lake Okeechobee, Palm Beach County under a severe thunderstorm warning. Hailstones, gusty winds, heavy rain associated with these storms as they continue moving east. Dangerous lightning strikes too. Take a look at that.
And we'll continue to watch out for more thunderstorms. This thunderstorm warning goes for about another 30 minutes across northwestern Palm Beach County. But again, look over into Martin County as well as those thunderstorms come your way.
To Weather Center Live, I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Jennifer Lopez. A week of record rainfall results in $1 billion disaster for Detroit. The city of Warren saw more than 18,000 homes flooded out, and assessors are estimating the damage cost to be $1.2 billion.
Now more severe weather is moving into the Midwest. Here's what happened in Illinois last night. Check out the pictures from the central part of the state. Now a funnel cloud was spotted in Sullivan, about 3 hours south of Chicago.
It is just one of several funnel clouds that was spotted yesterday afternoon. None, though, formed into tornadoes. Could that change? Well, let's see where the severe weather is heading. And for that, we go to Vivian.
All right, as we take you to St. Louis, first of all, you can see the clouds on the increase in the St. Louis area, the gateway to the west. We do think that the bulk of the stronger storms will stay off to your west for most of the day today, St. Louis, but we're watching you even through the weekend for some storminess. So just be on the lookout. These high clouds kind of building over the region, should I say the mid-level gray clouds with temperatures in the 80s. Now, storms return to the Midwest. That is the big weather headlines for this region of the country. Here's a look at the area that we're watching today. Again, mainly north and west of you, St. Louis, in terms of the biggest threat of the storms turning severe. From the Dakotas down into Nebraska, Kansas, northwestern Missouri, and southwestern Iowa. In fact, here's a look at the current radar. We have different pockets of some moderate to heavy rain, one moving across the central parts of Iowa. And look at this little pocket here. It's been holding together for the last 3 hours, maybe some localized ponding on the roadways in the Kirksville area. Just watch out as you travel. And even here over southeastern Nebraska and crossing over into northeastern Kansas, this area of rain has been holding together pretty good for the last 3 hours on the radar picture. Another batch here in South Dakota straddling the border of Nebraska, and then another batch from western North Dakota moving into the eastern parts of Montana. But this whole region we will continue to watch even as we head into the weekend. That upper air disturbance and storms will be sliding off to the east over the next 24 hours. So here's a look at tomorrow's outlook, and there you have it, St. Louis. You're kind of right in the bullseye of the threat of the severe storms, and that area will slide over into the central parts of Illinois too. On Sunday, we'll push it even farther east to include Cincinnati for the chance of storms turning severe. So this is the area for this weekend in terms of the stormiest conditions. And there you go, St. Louis, back to your specific forecast. Right on through the weekend, storms will be around. Jennifer?
Let's head up into the Mid-Atlantic and have a look at our nation's capital. It looks beautiful here in Washington, D.C., the Capitol building. A little bit of a breeze. You can tell by the flags there. Otherwise, just sunny and 78. Wow, that's perfect time. Perfect conditions to walk around the mall and just to visit some of the historic sites of the great city. It's going to be nice for a few days here in D.C., but the total weekend, well, I think things are going to change for you by the end of the weekend. Not going to get a total weekend of sunshine. We'll see the sunshine throughout this area today and even tomorrow, but farther to the north across northern New England, that is where an upward level low has been sitting, and it's going to continue to bring you scattered showers. This all kind of changes, though, as storms start to return to the East Coast by Sunday. That's when we find a frontal system moving in. And then there's going to be another system coming in on the heels of that one as an area of low pressure with a front pushes across the mid-Atlantic. So both of these are going to help to generate some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms as well. We see them popping up here on Sunday anywhere from New England back over to Pennsylvania and right down into the Appalachians. Then on Monday, it may be more concentrated to the mid-Atlantic and back to the Ohio Valley. And this is going to continue for Tuesday. Tuesday tries to stretch up here into New York and the upstate. For you, we could see those those scattered thunderstorms back in the forecast. So for D.C., nice today, not too bad tomorrow. Then it changes for you by Sunday and through the beginning of next week. Vivian?
All right, Jennifer. Well, let's talk about the heat because it is on. It's large and in charge in the Dallas area. Check it out. You can see the hazy conditions we have as we speak. Temperature is already approaching 90 degrees. So already we've clipped over that 90-degree mark, and the heat is just going to be well on the way to almost triple digits before all is said and done. So speaking of the heat, let's check it out as we detail the summer days that's ahead. Again, we're talking about mid-90s for highs today in the area with readings right now in the low 90s. But here's the big ridge of high pressure as it builds across the Lone Star State. It'll be spreading east as we go through time. So today, actually 98 degrees. I was thinking 95 at first. I don't know where I got that from, but still very hot. And oh my goodness, 106 tomorrow? Is that what we had? 106? And then 104 in Dallas on Sunday. But anyway, you slice it, it is a lot of hot air over the Lone Star State. In fact, here's a look at the forecast. No, I think it was 104. Okay, tomorrow in the Big D, then 101 on Sunday, 101 on Monday. So really some hot stuff in Texas. Now, speaking of Texas, this is pretty cool. A space shuttle is taking flight once again at the Houston Space Center. One of the old Boeing 747 planes that used to carry the shuttle is being fitted with a replica ship named the Independence. It's all a part of a massive display which will be open to the public in 2015. Visitors will be able to tour both the original aircraft and the replica shuttle when the exhibit is finished. Very cool stuff. All right, back over to you, Jennifer.
Well, stargazers are used to staying up late to get the best view of some stars. But for one upcoming spectacle, you'll have to get up pretty early. Kelly Beatty tells us about the rare conjunction of planets.
To see what promises to be one of the best celestial spectacles all year long, you need two things: an alarm clock that's going to get you up before dawn and your pinky finger. On Monday morning, August 18th, if you get up about a half hour to 45 minutes before sunrise and look to the east, you'll see the two brightest planets, Venus and Jupiter, incredibly close together. They'll look like a brilliant double star hanging over the eastern horizon in the growing twilight. Now, the pinky comes in because if you stretch out your arm and hold your pinky up, you ought to be able to cover both of them with just that one little finger. This hasn't happened this close with these two planets since the year 2000. So hope for clear skies and get out there and take a look.
All right, so tell your boss you may be running a little bit late Monday morning because you're going to have to get up 30 minutes before the sun comes up to get a view of that incredible event. But will you be able to see it? Well, not so much in Cincinnati or even down towards Birmingham, as clouds will be hovering over us. But from Dallas to Denver, all the way to San Francisco, get up early and see it. Vivian?
I'm still stretching out my arm and holding my pinky up trying to see. Okay. Well, you know, with so much flooding, the eastern side of the Rockies got a taste of what Arizona is going through with their monsoons. Next, we'll show you what to expect in the Southwest over the next few days. Good news, as you'll be getting a break. And then we'll show you the story of a man who went from riches to rags, and it was all for a good cause. Then, the power of pictures. Here's one, but later in the show, we have 4 more, the most incredible weather pictures of this busy week. Stay with us.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees with a thunderstorm. This afternoon, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90, chance of rain 60%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 77, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
hot stuff?
Not turning the thermostat down.
That's not what I was doing. I was just having fun. Come here. Nice and tight. Atta girl.
Daddy.
There's a sweet spot. Hold on. That didn't happen in practice.
There's a better way. Mitsubishi Electric Systems give you the temperature you want in any room with no ductwork and lower energy bills. Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heating. Live better. Go to MitsubishiComfort.com.
Jackie's heart attack didn't come with a warning. Today, her doctor has her on a Bayer aspirin regimen to help reduce the risk of another one. If you've had a heart attack, be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
In the fraction of time we spend driving in reverse, about 500,000 accidents occur each year, which is why the Infiniti QX60 has world's first safety technology available, like backup collision intervention, which can brake even before you do, to help keep everyone safe. Lease the Infiniti QX60 for $459 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Have you or a loved one had a Stryker hip implant procedure since 2008? Then please listen. Stryker has recalled 2 hip implants due to substantial design flaws. Danger signs include swelling, pain in the hip, leg, or groin, and popping, clicking, or grinding sounds. If you've suffered any symptoms, had replacement surgery, or received a recall notice in the mail or from your doctor, call this number immediately. Cases are settling now. Protect your rights. Call 1-866-775-7788 now for more information.
Bring your style to life. Get 15% off special order windows and doors at Lowe's.
Oh no, you broke your line again? So you'll wind and wind. What a waste of time. But not anymore. Introducing the Pivot Trim, the first trimmer head that keeps your line from breaking, saving you time and money. Just watch. Even banging it on pavers, edging around driveways, and smashing into walls won't break the line. Nothing stops the Pivot Trim. Look, it's even strong enough to cut right through plywood without breaking a single line. The secret is in the patented pivot action that protects the trimmer line. So instead of bending and breaking, the pivoting action saves your line for the easiest trimming ever. The Pivot Trim has 8 high-power pivoting trimmer lines that are so powerful, no other trimmer head can compete. We inflicted repeated abuse on this chain link fence, and the lines are still intact. Amazing! You can get the Pivot Trim today for only $19.95. It comes complete with a universal installation kit and 20 pre-cut trimmer lines. And if you're not satisfied, send it back, no questions asked. The Pivot Trim works on any gas trimmer, uses standard trimmer line, and loads in seconds without tools, winding, or aggravation. But hold everything. We'll guarantee you free trimmer line for life. That's right. You'll get free line whenever you need it for life. Just pay processing and handling. The Pivot Trim is so remarkable, we cleared this entire field. Then edge this whole sidewalk and finally trim this mammoth chain link fence all with the same line. Nothing can stop the Pivot Trim. But we're not done yet. We'll also include the 3-blade head free. Just pay separate processing and handling. The 3-blade head synthetic blades slice through the tough stuff, from saplings to the thickest overgrown brush quickly, cutting them down to size in no time. Plus, just one click is all it takes to replace the blades with no tools in just 3 seconds. So you're back on the battlefield and ready for action fast. You'll get it all. The Pivot Trim with 20 lines, free trimmer line for life, and the bonus 3-blade head for only $19.95. Call now.
To order for $19.95 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-525-0078 or order online at pivottrim.com. Call or log on today.
We have severe thunderstorm warnings out for the east coast of Florida. Here we are in Brevard County, Indian River County, and down to St. Lucie counties. This includes the cities of Melbourne down to Port St. Lucie. And again, these thunderstorms have had a history of producing gusty winds as high as 57 miles an hour. You can see from our lightning tractor more than 1,000 lightning strikes within the past few minutes. And then another warning for northern Palm Beach County. This is, again, west of Palm Beach, but a strong thunderstorm coming your way. Anywhere along and 95 in the Turnpike. You need to pull over maybe to some safe shelter as these storms are coming through. And again, they're going to continue to work their way all the way to the beaches. Vivian?
All right, from the southeast to the southwest, it's not very often you get to see a storm from this perspective. You can see the rain falling from the clouds in the distance. This is what the southwest has been dealing with as the monsoon continues. You're due for a break, though, across Arizona. So will you get one? Let's check it out. Are you expecting this big break? Well, I do believe that the monsoon pattern is being shifted off to the east a little bit as high pressure builds into Southern California, most of Arizona and Utah. So that is the good news, as we've had either a day of extreme heat or the heavy downpours. Today, we think it'll be mainly the heat, the big story, as again, the moisture from the monsoon will be shunted off to the east a little bit. Tomorrow, even in Phoenix, 107 degrees we're forecasting. In fact, here is a look at the forecast, even hotter on Sunday, 108. So get ready for the heat, and it won't be until Tuesday that the storms return. Jennifer?
Here's a question for you. Would you give up a millionaire lifestyle to help others during deadly natural disasters? Well, that is what Tad Agolia did. Maria LaRosa has his inspiring story.
Throughout my 20s, I had multiple businesses. I was a millionaire, I had the American dream, but something was missing for me. My life is very different now. I work 365 days a year. I live out of 3 duffel bags every month now. I worry about how to pay my bills, but I'm much more fulfilled.
Extreme weather is at the very heart of Tad Agolia's inspirational Riches to Rags story. Arriving on site and cleaning up debris many weeks after natural disasters made him rich, but the scenes of destruction and heartbreak following Hurricane Katrina made him ask a question.
What in the world was this like on day 1 or the first night when this storm hit?
In 2007, Tad would find out firsthand. When an EF5 tornado destroyed Greensburg, Kansas, he dropped a money-making contract in Missouri and drove his debris-moving truck to the disaster. Volunteering in Greensburg changed Tad's life forever.
I saw a woman emerge from a pile of rubble, and she looked around for the first time and just collapsed. And at that moment in time, I decided this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Tad's new calling would fill his soul, but empty his savings account.
Over the next 2 years, I responded to 18 disasters with all of my equipment and all of my employees and paid for it all myself.
Tad's story may not be a fairy tale, but it does have a happy ending. Today, with the help of donors, his nonprofit charity, the First Response Team of America, has responded to dozens of storms.
Never once have I regretted the decisions I made to give up the life I had. I found something more meaningful than making money, and that was helping people in natural disasters.
Just an incredible person, an incredible team that he has there. All right, well, if you want to learn more about Tad Agolia and his First Response Team of America, go to weather.com responders.
All right, the tropics have been quiet, well, pretty quiet over the last week or so, other than the storms we've had in the Pacific.
But boy, this is a busy map, so there's something out there we're talking about. And coming up next, we're going to take you from the coast of Africa all the way over to the Pacific coast with Michael Lowry.
Responding by storm, powered by Ram Trucks. Guts Glory Ram.
The powerful and efficient 5.7-liter ME-V8 with 22 highway miles per gallon and 395 horsepower.
Come with me now. Come with me now. Come with me now.
How far you take it is entirely up to you. Guts, Glory, Ram.
Come with me now.
Hey neighbor, want to save money while doing some good? This Saturday only, stop by your neighborhood Ace and donate $5 to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. You'll get a 5-gallon bucket and save 20% on almost anything you can fit inside.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show make fire.
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready? Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees with a thunderstorm. This afternoon, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90, chance of rain 60%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 77, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
At Panera Bread, our new flatbread sandwiches may be flat. The flavors are anything but. So whether it's taste inspired by the freshness of the Mediterranean or the smoky spice of the Southwest, or bold, adventurous Thai flavors, you always get flavor that's anything but flat, and always with chicken raised without antibiotics. New flatbread sandwiches from Panera, each 360 calories or less. Try one today.
Brighten up your rainy day with a flatbread sandwich and salad from Panera Bread.
What are you doing? Packing my lunch. Between school, homework, and soccer practice, I'm gonna need all the energy I can get.
Who's that one for?
You.
Get a smarter start to school with all your lunch favorites. Unbeatable prices, guaranteed by Savings Catcher. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Need new tires? At Pep Boys, our Tires Made Easy process matches your vehicle with the tire that's just right for you. And right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 select tires, you'll get the 4th tire free. Trust the boys to get you there.
Want proof that Pantene makes your hair healthier all the way to the end? Put Pantene to the test. Watch. When hair loses protein, it splits and fails the needle test. But with Pantene, the Advanced Pro V formula helps prevent protein loss and stop split ends before they start. So your hair passes the test with ease. Put Pantene to the test. For hair so healthy, you shine.
Sweeten any moment with soft, fruity...
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided. Because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000. That's why the smart choice is Xfinity. You can see all the best action in football all season long, with no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Mom and Dad told us they had just made their funeral and burial pre-arrangements. We thought they already had taken care of that. When we learned it was through Beth Israel and Eternal Light, we knew everything would be handled in the most caring and professional way. We realized it would be one of the most difficult days of our lives. It inspired my husband and me to make our own pre-arrangements so the burden wouldn't fall on our children when that day comes. It's not an easy thing to think about, but I'm so glad we did.
Parents have counted on us. So call or order online at 1-800-PetMeds.com today.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Okay, it's time now for the tropical weather update.
And let's bring in hurricane specialist Michael Lowry. And Michael, you're looking at that new disturbance coming off the coast of Africa.
I am, Vivian, but some good news. Look, if you got a trip planned to the Caribbean, if you're going to the beach this weekend here in the United States, there are no threats from the tropics, so you can sort of rest easy. But as Vivian was saying, we do have a new disturbance that just rolled off the coast of Africa, and these are the things that kind of are the seedlings for tropical depressions and storms down the road. Right now, just a spinning cluster of storms. We're giving a 20% chance of development, so a low probability here over the next few days, and we'll explain why. If you look at the visible satellite picture, you can see the twist and turning to these clouds. We've got a cloud turning sort of complex of storms right there just to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands, and then that other one that's just now coming off the coast of Africa. Zooming down on it, though, and putting on our wind flow, what happens is you have winds coming together on either side of this sort of imaginary line, this convergence zone, if you will, and that creates the lift in the atmosphere that produces the white clouds that you're seeing there. But on the north side of that line, not a whole lot of convection, not a whole lot of thunderstorm growth. It's because the atmosphere is what we call stable, meaning there are more down motions than up motions. Anytime you get down motions in the atmosphere, sinking air tends to just dry out, and that's what's happening right now for two reasons. We have warmer than average temperatures at the middle levels of the atmosphere, and at the surface of the ocean we have cooler than normal ocean temperatures. So you basically have a warm layer on top of a cold layer, and that is not the orientation you want to see to get thunderstorm growth. Typically it's the other way around. You get warm air at the surface and you have cold air aloft, which destabilizes the atmosphere. So a bottom line is the Atlantic is very stable right now. Those thunderstorms, they're just not going to go anywhere as they move off toward the west. We do have some other activity here in the tropics, but everything is in the Pacific Ocean, including Tropical Storm Carina, which was briefly a hurricane yesterday. Let's talk about that one for a minute. 65-mile-per-hour winds, as was the latest estimate from the Hurricane Center, and moving toward the west at 12 miles per hour. It's encountering some south, or rather northeasterly shear, and that blowing the thunderstorm tops off to the southwest of the system. The forecast taking it off to the west and out to sea, so we won't have to worry about Carina here in North America. And we also have another disturbance southeast of the Hawaiian Islands. That one also no threat to land. Jen, Vivian, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Michael. Well, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and right now we want to show you some of our favorite pictures.
Yeah, it's time for our top 5 videos that are highlighting some of the best images and biggest weather stories of the week.
All right, number 5, a water spout at sunset. Now, this was shot off the coast of Key West late yesterday. Very nice, observed by 2 National Weather Service spotters. This is just north of the 7 Mile Bridge. Good thing it's way in the distance.
Yeah, let's head up the coast to Cape Cod to head to the shore, and look at the waves just crashing. This is a perfect picture. Of course it is, because it's from Eric Fisher. He used to work here at the Weather Channel. Now he's up in Boston. He said this storm that kicked up the surf also brought in a lot of seals.
Thank you very much, Eric, for that picture. Let's take it to San Angelo, Texas. Now, this is a beautiful shot of a lightning streak that was captured in central Texas, getting triple-digit temperatures in addition to the storms this week.
You see a ghost? I see it like
I see a ghost.
A mega sign or something.
Omega?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what my brain thinks sometimes. All right, now let's talk about number 2, the historic flooding shot Monday in Hazel Park, Michigan, near Detroit. This was sent by Sarah Jane via Instagram. Millions of dollars to damage of homes and cars in the area, as it just got so much rainfall in a short time.
All right, and the number 1 picture of the week. This was shot yesterday out of Seattle. This is the famous landmark, you know, the Space Needle. It is shrouded in fog. At first, though, I thought that was water because of all of the flooding pictures we've seen and all the flood stories we were talking about. I mean, you know, I knew it wasn't water, but I'm talking about just looking at the picture.
They could sell this as a postcard. I bet they even have some postcards made. That is just an awesome photo.
That is very nice.
All right, let's talk about the weekend. Let's get you to Saturday and Sunday and see what we're going to be watching out for. Big chance for thunderstorms to rumble across much of Missouri and parts of the Midwest. They could even come close to Chicago. We're still watching for the rain on Sunday, as the scattered showers are going to be through the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, and back in the Northeast.
All right, well, there is much more Weather Center Live coming up next. Alex Wilson and Dave Swartz.
That's right. Make sure you stay with us.
Have a good weekend.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees with a heavy thunderstorm. this afternoon. Variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
What you've been working for all week long. Long-awaited weekend. It is almost here. Is it going to be a good one or a great one? Maybe it depends on if it's payday or not. Maybe even a stormy one.
Hey, we are breaking it down for you here as we count down the best and worst weather across the country. It's city against city.
Ooh.
And the forecast determine who wins and who loses.
I like it. And look at that. We saw an awful lot of awful weather throughout the week. A look back at the worst of those record-breaking storms.
From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching. Bring it up here. Let me see it. Weather Center Live. Perfect.
If you're the worst of the worst, does that actually mean you're the best worst? Think so?
It does mean you're the best worst.
Awesome.
Right? 2 negatives make a positive.
I like it.
Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We are just hours away from the weekend, but we already know the chances of whether or not you're going to have a good one or a bad one because we've got the forecast for you.
In fact, we already know what city in America is going to have the best weekend. It's one of these cities you see here. New York, Boston, Miami, or St. Louis. Now, one of these cities is for the best weather in the country this weekend, and one of them is going to have the worst. Let's start with the countdown right now, Alex.
That's right. We're going to have a friendly competition today on Weather Center Live, a little head-to-head matchup to see who's got the best weekend forecast. So we picked the 5 best, the 5 worst, and we're going to count them down right now. Number 5, Pittsburgh versus Memphis. Memphis, you have a hot and a humid week ahead. For Pittsburgh, plenty of sun, low humidity, so I think you can tell which one we picked for the best, which one for the worst. If you're a humidity lover, maybe you're switching those in your own mind. Here's number 4, Kansas City versus Washington, D.C., and we are looking at Saturday. Kansas City, storms, some of those could be severe. Heavy rain will also have you spending some of your weekend inside. But for D.C., get out there on the mall. You've got sunny, warm conditions. Also, not going to be humid, which is always a treat around the nation's capital. Got to stay tuned because we're going to have the rest of the countdown at the bottom of the hour. But first, we need Dave to explain why the weather in Kansas City is going to be some of the worst this weekend.
Well, you know what? About 6 o'clock this morning, our dew point was in the low 60s. Isn't this a beautiful shot of Kansas City? I mean, you can barely see it, but it's out there. Now we have a southerly wind. It's more humid. Dew point temperature at 69. You can feel it's muggy out there. Temperature 79. We have had a few sprinkles around this morning, but this afternoon, then again tomorrow and Sunday and Monday even, the chance for thunder showers. We are right on the borderline. You know, there was a cold front that slammed south and then east. That was the one that produced all that flooding. Well, that is now off the East Coast into the Gulf of Mexico. But a second front came southward. That's sitting right here, and that's the focal point of all these storms, huh? Plus, another storm coming in from the Pacific Northwest will make the heartland one of the stormiest places in the country this weekend and beyond. Now let's get into more detail and talk about even the threat for tornadoes. Here's Dr. Greg Forbes, our storm severe weather expert.
There will be a threat for an isolated tornado this weekend as a low pressure moves across the Mississippi Valley toward the Ohio Valley. It's not prime time for tornadoes, though. That is the month of May here when we see 270. We're down now to an average of just 81 in August, but still, that's pretty close to 3 per day on average. So we could get a tornado this weekend. Here's that low that I was talking about coming across into Iowa and pushing a warm front into the Illinois area. Missouri area has some warm, moist Gulf of Mexico air coming in, and there's a cold front that's coming from the northern plains down into the Great Lakes states. There'll be some isolated severe thunderstorms on that as well. Probably the biggest tornado threat here where the low-level jet, about 5,000 feet, is up around 40 miles per hour or so. So there is some turning of the winds with height. Parts of Illinois down into Indiana and Kentucky and western parts of Tennessee, eastern parts of Missouri there. Not a real high tornado threat. I'm giving a torque on of 2 to 3 in the 10-point scale. Farther to the west, a big jet stream up across Montana, the northern plains, and then it dips down to the Great Lakes states, pushing that cold front southbound. So here's the picture then with the surface low. Severe thunderstorms in red includes Kansas City, Springfield, and St. Louis, Missouri, with the cold front near Grand Rapids, the Madison area. The chance of a tornado is biggest here in the parts of Missouri and western parts of Illinois. Spotty severe thunderstorms also parts of Montana and North Dakota as that disturbance in the jet stream comes east. And then just a little bit farther east on Sunday, anywhere from Little Rock up to Paducah and Cincinnati, Nashville, could be a chance of a tornado in those areas, mostly southern Indiana, West Kentucky, West Tennessee, down into northern parts of Mississippi. And again, as that northern upper disturbance comes across in the jet stream, parts of the Dakotas, maybe down into Omaha and Kansas City, with a chance mostly of a hail or damaging wind gusts there. So while it's not prime time for severe thunderstorms, lightning is always a threat, and there could even be a tornado. Stay safe, everybody. Back to the studio.
Thank you so much, Dr. Forbes. We are looking at Memphis. Some puffy clouds out there. Not too bad, though. You know, the temperature is in the upper 80s. The dew point, though, only around 60, so fairly comfortable. Go down to that park along the riverfront and just lay on your back and try to catch some of those shapes out of the clouds. Good activity for the kids. Southeast warming up, though, so you maybe want to spend a little more time in the AC. If the kids haven't headed back to school yet, might be heading to the weekend, the malls this weekend, as they will have plenty of that free AC. You can't beat that. 85 right now for Atlanta, 89 in Montgomery, 83 up in the Queen City of Charlotte. As we head into the weekend, that jet stream going to move north, so that cooler air that has been very pleasant across parts of the Carolinas replaced by more warmth. So those temperatures will be on the increase as we go through the weekend. Maybe some pool time. Maybe you like the heat, the humidity. We've got some good news coming for you. As we go through the weekend, here is that humidity. The deeper greens indicate more of that mugginess. So it's going to be taking over, especially along the Gulf Coast, but even in the northern sections of Alabama, Georgia, through the western Carolinas, you'll notice more of that humidity creeping up. And temps as well. 95 tomorrow for Montgomery, 90 in Memphis on Sunday, 92 for the ATL and Charlotte, 95 in Savannah, 94 in Jackson, Mississippi. On Monday, look at this, more of those low to mid 90s across the board. And then when you factor in that humidity, Dave, could be a little uncomfortable for those of you who don't necessarily like the heat.
And talk about humidity, we've got it in Florida. Plus storms, severe storms. Heads up here in Brevard County, Indian River County, Martin County, Okeechobee County, St. Lucie County, and a severe thunderstorm warning also in effect for Palm Beach County. Winds have gusted over 50 miles an hour over Lake Okeechobee. That energy is headed for the beach. You stay off the beach when thunder hits. Back in a moment.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin migraine works.
The makers of Excedrin Migraine, #1 neurologist recommended.
We're the names you know in the places you want to be, where you can explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. For a chance to win $1 million, visit WyndhamRewards.com.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and make you feel like this. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $239 a square foot.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
It's just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
You've got to be kidding me.
A new original series, Hurricane 360, premiering Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees with a heavy thunderstorm. this afternoon. Variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Awesome! I've been Claritin Clear for 8 days.
At the first sign of your allergies, doctors recommend taking one Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
21 days. 14 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
Get relief with Claritin. Live Claritin Clear.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Heartburn.
Someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Now, we all know if you're outside and it's hot, you have to stay hydrated.
Exactly.
But staying hydrated while you're behind the wheel? Well, that's not something many of us realize is so important, but it is to NASCAR driver Matt Kenseth.
About 15 years ago, when he first started racing, he underestimated how much heat plays a role in race car driving. He's also probably thinking about, having to avoid a lot of pit stops.
Yeah.
Here's more.
Matt Kenseth has been racing since he was a teen, but it wasn't until one of his first professional races that he realized how much heat can affect his performance.
I was at Charlotte running my first Cup race and went a really long green flag run and didn't have anything to drink for over an hour, and it was probably 130 degrees inside the car, and didn't really realize what happened at the time, and I just ended up crashing, and the race didn't go good.
The heat is caused by the equipment inside the car, the weather outside, and the outfits the drivers wear to stay protected.
We typically wear a 2-layer fire suit, and then you wear another layer of full long underwear underneath that. So our
long underwear?
Yeah, so our outfit is not, it's also fireproof, fire retardant. So we all wear that for extra protection as well. So it's not a very cool suit.
After his first crash from being dehydrated, he keeps liquids very close by during his 3-hour NASCAR Sprint Cup races. What he uses is this, an in-car drinking system made by Gatorade.
Usually it would hang right behind that seat. You can put it anywhere.
While Matt is driving, he makes sure the tube is near him so he can quickly take a sip during his hundreds of miles on the track.
As we just learned, staying hydrated is very important to race car drivers. Now, keep in mind, inside the car, it gets up to 40 degrees hotter than the conditions outside. So now it's my turn to see just how much heat plays a role in this sport.
I quickly suited up, got in, and it was Matt's turn to give me an experience I won't ever forget. We went around the track 5 times, and that was just enough for me to handle.
Well, I'm definitely sweaty on my midsection here. I don't know if it's because I was sweating bullets like my dad would say, but that and the combination of the heat. Oh, yeah.
Now, NASCAR Sprint Cup race is on Sunday, this Sunday, the 17th, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And the forecast is kind of iffy. We've given you the forecast leading up to the main race at 1, and you'll notice we have raindrops at all 3 segments. There's a cold front from Canada that's going to be crossing the area. There's a chance of a shower during this 4-hour period. We don't think it's going to be a washout, but there just may be some delays. Well, Alexandra, how would you feel taking that race car around the track 4 laps?
I just said, I'd be like, are we there yet? I'm hungry. I have to go to the bathroom. They're in those cars for hours and hours, but still would be fun. Just buckle up. Weekend forecast for the West Coast. You want to know what you've got on tap for the weekend as well? Right now, pretty quiet across the entire state of California. I know we were talking about that yesterday in regards to their drought. Also, Nevada, you got that cloud cover further off to the north. Tomorrow, nothing but sunshine in Vegas, 104, 107 in Phoenix. Sunday offers up some showers into southern parts of Arizona, New Mexico, bits of Colorado as well, but San Fran to LA, all the way down to San Diego, you are going to be dry, partly cloudy. I'm sure people will be headed to those beaches, although I was watching some Shark Week shows. I don't know, it can be a little scary. Rip current threat through the weekend, also a little scary as the rip current danger will be high from Ventura all the way down towards the Mexico border. Los Angeles, low to mid 80s for your highs, and morning clouds followed by afternoon sun. Dave.
Thanks, Alex. Well, when it's your job to fly a plane into the eye of a hurricane, you want the best gear and chutzpah, right? Find out what's being done to get 2 Hurricane Hunter airplanes.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin migraine works.
Makers of Excedrin Migraine. #1 neurologist recommended.
Want proof that Pantene makes your hair healthier all the way to the end? Put Pantene to the test. Watch. When hair loses protein, it splits and fails the needle test. But with Pantene, the Advanced Pro V formula helps prevent protein loss and stop split ends before they start. So your hair passes the test with ease. Put Pantene to the test. For hair so healthy, you shine.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you can discover our gold standard of performance with the most track-tested vehicles Lexus has ever engineered, including the exhilarating IS and GS. This is the pursuit of perfection.
So while the Qin dynasty united China, the Han...
Dr. Caro, what are you doing?
Trying to find the best hotel price for an upcoming conference. I have 3 lectures today, and this takes a while.
Well, why don't you use Kayak? It compares hundreds of hotel sites in seconds to find you the best deal.
Because although I'm an adjunct professor, it is not my job to know everything. The Golden Age!
Compare hundreds of travel sites at once. Kayak. Search one and done.
Hey neighbor, want to save money while doing some good? This Saturday only, stop by your neighborhood Ace and donate $5 to Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. You'll get a 5-gallon bucket and save 20% on almost anything you can fit inside.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Update your home. Get 10% off all major appliances $3.99 or more at Lowe's.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
And just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
What happens to your internet when everybody's online at once?
It's very frustrating.
Run into bandwidth issues.
Xfinity delivers the fastest and most reliable in-home Wi-Fi. I bet we can have all 3 of these guys on their devices and download our favorite HD show. You're going to be impressed.
Never seen something download that fast.
Everyone can be on their devices all at the same time.
So, flipping fast.
Get the fastest in-home Wi-Fi with Xfinity Internet. You can't get that with UVerse. Or get started for $19.99 a month for a year. See for yourself. Call 855-215-FAST today.
Behavioral Health of the Palm Beaches Recovery Center for Men provides quality, evidence-based treatment to men battling addiction. Offering medical detox, expert counseling from licensed clinical therapists, and activity-based therapies, we help men overcome their addiction and rebuild their lives. We understand the unique substance abuse issues that men face and are ready to help you take your life back. Visit rehabformen.com to get your fresh start.
Anywhere in the United States. We'll even give you a loaner to use if necessary. So call right now.
Sunday night, the Weather Channel asks, so you think you'd survive a volcano eruption? So you think you'd survive? Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
currently in our area, 79 degrees with a thunderstorm. This afternoon. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey, this is meteorologist Jim Cantori. Join me on Monday, August 18th, as I count down the top 10 worst hurricanes to ever strike the United States. That's Monday night, 8 Eastern Time. I'll see you there.
Thankfully, no hurricanes out in the Atlantic threatening any land areas. So if you have vacation plans to the tropics over the next week, you should be good. The only tropical storm that we have really anywhere in the waters today is right off the coast of Mexico, actually several hundred miles to the west of Mexico. This is Tropical Storm Karina that formed a few days ago. It briefly became a hurricane yesterday, 65-mile-per-hour winds. Now those winds coming down because it's experiencing some wind shear at the upper levels of the atmosphere. Moving off toward the west at 12 miles per hour. Let's show you that forecast from the Hurricane Center. Basically just kind of takes it out to sea and weakens it once it gets over some of those cooler ocean waters to the west. I want to show you what it looks like on our enhanced satellite picture because the thunderstorms on this are being blown off from the northeast to the southwest. The circulation is actually up in here. So the thunderstorm's not over the center. This one will likely continue to weaken. There's another system right here about 800 miles or so to the southeast of Hawaii. This is our other Invest in the Pacific, Invest 94C. There is a high chance of this becoming our next tropical depression or named storm over the next few days. 60% chance as it moves off toward the west. If it did become a named storm, its name out there would be Anna. I want to show you one of our computer models. Kind of interesting, the scenario that it's playing out here as we move into next week. This is the depiction of the winds. So the stronger the winds are indicated by the cooler colors, the purples and the blues. You can see Karina right here, and this is that developing disturbance down here. Now watch Karina. This one's going to be racing off toward the west, but our new disturbance not really moving a whole lot down here. And the two storms going to interact with each other, possibly pinwheeling around each other in something that we call a Fujiwara effect. Dave and Alex, though, no threat to land. Back to you.
Good news from Michael Lowry. Well, we just learned this week that 2 Hurricane Hunter airplanes in Florida will get a $35 million facelift.
NOAA says the planes will get new wings, refurbished engines, and upgraded radar. The refurbishing won't take the 2 planes out of service this season. But Michael, I wanted to ask you because you know about these. The NOAA planes are different from the Air Force's Hurricane Hunters. Can you tell the folks at home what exactly the difference is?
Well, Alex, there are 2 different types of planes. The NOAA plane resembles more of like what you would think of with a commercial aircraft. It's a prop plane, but just without the seats. The Air Force plane is a kind of a larger hull cargo plane that the military uses, a C-130, and they also fly different missions. The NOAA plane tends to fly more of the research missions, and the Air Force will fly the missions right into the storm to give us data as the storms are happening.
Now, Michael, what can you tell us about the kind of information that they send to us? How do they collect it, and what is it?
Well, there are 2 types of planes, NOAA planes, that go into the storm. Take a look at this graphic here. There's one that flies at the lower levels of the atmosphere right into the middle of the hurricane at about 10,000 feet. This is a P-3 plane. There are 2 of those actually nicknamed after the Muppets. We have Kermit and Miss Piggy, right? But what they're looking at is the data at the surface of the ocean. So they're estimating winds down near the surface. But there's another plane, jet aircraft, that flies at about 40,000 feet. So they're way up in the atmosphere, and they fly around the storm. And what they do is with Sample the Atmosphere. They get temperature and humidity estimates at sort of the upper levels, and all of that information goes into our computer models, hopefully improving the models. In general, we see about a 20% improvement in the forecast when the planes are out there.
Good stuff, and I like to think the Miss Piggy plane has a little bit of glitter on it, too.
And
she was so fancy.
Would the Kermit plane be a Hurricane Hunter Green? Oh.
He's here all day.
Thanks a lot, Michael. Appreciate it.
All right, well, we're going to kind of stay on the plane theme because every day there is something going on in the world of weather that just amazes us. So we want to share it to you. So it is time to amaze you.
Be amazed, baby. Let's be amazed. Now, most of us have been stuck in an airport waiting out a thunderstorm, right? But while we're bored, air traffic controllers are as busy as can be.
Yeah, this isn't Frogger, even though it does look kind of like an arcade game from the 1980s. It's actually a rare look at how flights are routed. You can see the jets actually dodging the storms, and you're looking at ATL, obviously, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta Airport, the world's busiest airport inside that circle, and those blue streams are actually the flight paths. So you can see they kind of snake all around. Nobody's flying over this bad boy, which I appreciate. Thank you, air traffic controllers.
They do one heck of a job. Well, have you seen something amazing lately? Send us your photos or videos.
Mom, can we get these, can we?
Sure, throw them in.
Mom, can we get these, please?
Why not? Well, aren't you being generous? Well, it's 5 or 8 box tops, so their school earns even more money. Wow. Throw it in. I don't think you got enough.
I'll go get some more.
Only Walmart offers 5 or 8 box tops to help you get a smarter start to school. Unbeatable prices, guaranteed by Savings Catcher. Save money, live better. Walmart.
So factors like diet can negatively impact good bacteria.
Even if you're healthy and active. But Philips Digestive Health Support is a dual probiotic that helps supplement good bacteria found in 2 parts of your digestive tract.
I'm doubly impressed. Philips Digestive Health, a daily probiotic.
Hi, Phil Swift here. This is FlexShot, the easy way to caulk, bond, and seal virtually everything.
And it's so easy to use. Simply push the trigger to make quick repairs with pinpoint accuracy. FlexShot fills huge cracks and holes, making everything completely waterproof.
FlexShot comes out nice and thick. It fills in large cracks and holes, and when you stop, it stops. And it dries to this. A super tough, stretchy rubber. It expands and contracts.
Water gushes out of this huge hole. But after it's sealed with FlexShot, there's absolutely no leaks. That's amazing. FlexShot is a super strong adhesive. It's ideal for all your repairs.
To show you the strength of FlexShot, I'm going to blast holes in that boat with this cannon. Ready? Look at all this damage, and we're going to repair it using FlexShot. FlexShot sealed every hole. Imagine what you can do with the power of FlexShot.
This incredible formula lasts up to 30 years and is mildew resistant, perfect for kitchens and baths.
Messy caulks dry out. What a waste. But with FlexShot, there's no waste. You can use it over and over again.
You can get FlexShot for just $19.99. Plus, we'll include this extension tube. But wait, we're going to double your order. That's 2 cans of FlexShot. Plus, I'll throw in a free handy can of Flex Seal, the easy way to stop leaks fast. You get it all for just $19.99. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-738-4541. That's 1-800-738-4541. Or go to FlexShotTVOffer.com. This offer is not available in stores, so call or click now.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
It's just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
You've got to be kidding me.
A new original series, Hurricane 360, premiering Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
A flood advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 79 degrees with a thunderstorm. this afternoon. Variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Looks like a Pink Floyd show in Florida. This was shot in Sanford near Orlando last night and sped up. 4,000 lightning strikes were counted over the city in just 1 hour. It accompanied 3 inches of rain. Now there's a good chance we'll get an encore show tonight. Good to see you, and thanks for joining us here on Weather Center Live. I'm Dave Schwartz. Well, we're having a little Friday fun this afternoon, counting down the top weekend forecasts across the country. But there's a twist. We've added the not-so-great forecast in there, too. Here's number 3 in the countdown. It's Philadelphia versus Atlanta. Are we going to go to that one? Philadelphia expecting beautiful weather, at least to start off the weekend. Atlanta, the sun stays out, but the humidity is up. I think you can see which one perhaps we'd go for. The next two, Dallas versus New York. Boy, that's an old football rivalry, too. The Cowboys versus the Giants. Well, Dallas flirting with triple-digit heat, the same kind of heat that Atlanta's going to have, but just a little more intense. While New York stays fine. It's gorgeous out there in New York City right now. What happens over the weekend? Looks like New York's going to win. St. Louis, scattered storms, some severe. Boy, the heartland's going to take it over the next couple of days. Boston looks great, at least for Saturday, with changes coming up this weekend. Well, as I said, we've had got some rough weather developing in the nation's heartland. And in the east, it's nice, at least for now. Let's take a live look at Boston. We got plenty of sunshine, huh, Alex?
Dave, it is going to be spectacular to start the weekend for most spots in the Northeast. You can see Boston, no exception. You've got the glasses on. You're enjoying maybe some outside seating as it's not too hot, not too humid. It's Friday. You've got happy hour plans, right? Enhanced satellite pictures showing some of the increased cloud cover up over the state of Maine, but much of Pennsylvania, southern New York, Jersey, down towards the mid-Atlantic. Looking good. Just a few clouds around Boston. Now that upper low slowly drifts to the north as we go through the day tomorrow. So things to start your weekend look pretty nice with that high pressure. H for happy, at least most folks happy. We do have some lingering showers that are going to hang around north of the Thruway into the state of New York. So Rochester to Syracuse up towards Watertown, Burlington, Vermont, northern sections of Maine. You could see the showers dry everywhere else. And look at this. How good does that look? Nothing but sunshine. Temps in the low to mid 80s along the 95 corridor from New York to D.C. Upper 70s for Boston. 75 in Portland. Hello. Can I get some of that? Boston, Saturday. You're going to start the day with sunshine. Great morning to take the dogs for a walk. Maybe get the jogs in because 63 degrees. Pretty comfortable. 72 at 11, maybe lunch plans. You can eat outside. The tables will be crowded, I'm sure. Plenty of sunshine through the 5 o'clock hour with that high around 76 degrees. How awesome is that forecast, Dave?
That is like so awesome. That's like 20 degrees cooler than Dallas, Texas right now. Look at St. Louis under the arch. And there's the old courthouse down there. See that guy sitting on the bench in the foreground? That's a statue. It kind of fooled us here for a while, and then we figured it out and did some online research. Storms return to the Midwest, and here in St. Louis, we're right on the front. You know, there's one cold front that's all the way down in the Gulf of Mexico. But then a secondary one came southward, and it sits from Virginia all the way back through St. Louis into Kansas and Nebraska. That's the focal point for heavy rain now, and it's also going to be the focal point for the threat of severe weather later today and tomorrow. So Pierre, you're in it. Pilger, you're in it. O'Neill, Omaha, Council Bluffs, of course, Sioux City, and then Kansas City. And then St. Louis after that, because these disturbances are moving up over a ridge of high pressure in the west, and the storms come right down here. There'll be a warm front. Well, that's the cold front right now. It'll turn into a warm front, and that's going to spread storms into the Ohio River Valley this weekend up to the southern Great Lakes. So tomorrow, St. Louis and Springfield could get into the act, and with a cold front coming south across Michigan, the possibility of some big windstorms there from Houghton Lake to Detroit. And we need more stormy weather in Detroit like a hole in the head. Am I right? Monday, the storm slowly pushes east, and another storm from the west hits Minnesota, Iowa, and the Dakotas. So right in the middle of the country, that's where the weather is going to be the worst right through the weekend. Tomorrow, once again, let's get some details. Kansas City, Springfield, Kirksville, Keokuk, St. Louis, and Springfield. And then further east into the Ohio Valley on Sunday, the threat for severe weather. That's a wrap on the middle of the country. Nice now. Big changes coming up. Alex, back to you.
Thank you, Dave. Well, for thousands, the cleanup is just beginning after the torrential rains earlier this week. 3 days of a flooding emergency from Detroit to parts of eastern New York. Here's a look back at how the nonstop rainfall quickly escalated into disaster.
The bottom of the road there was at least knee-high of water, and water was up all the way to our driveway.
Big flood out here. I mean, the water was up over the curb. Cones was floating down Aviation Boulevard. People being trapped, cars being flooded. It was really bad.
We watched 2 cars go under. One guy was trying to push his car out, and it just kept turning around on him.
You have areas that have never seen this much water.
It was a mess, and cars are driving through it, and I couldn't believe it.
It came in such a flourish. People were swimming out of their cars.
Oh, no.
We've been here since around 6 a.m. this morning, and people are still stranded on top of their vehicles because police and firefighters don't have the equipment or ability to get here right now.
When you see down the street here where the roads are crumbling into the freeway and stuff, it's very frightening.
For absolute miles, dead stop. It's nothing like we've ever experienced here, at least within my lifetime.
Wow, that was something, wasn't it? Here we are in Dallas. No storm clouds on the horizon here. Just a heat wave on tap, and those have been few and far between in the southern plains so far. We've got hazy sunshine, as you can see there. Temperature 93 in Dallas, 95 in Fort Worth, and 94 right in the middle at DFW, which is probably the airport you fly into if you're flying there. 92 at Houston, that's Intercontinental on the north side. 92 at San Antonio, 93 at Lubbock. So you can see the heat is on. This is not extreme heat for this part of the country, but it will become extreme heat as high pressure grows and intensifies. Sinking air keeps clouds from forming and warms. So between those two factors, you're going to be schwitzing here unless you're under the misters out there, downtown Dallas, some of the cafes. Look at that, 104 tomorrow, huh? 100 in Oklahoma City, and it doesn't let up this weekend, my friend. Triple-digit heat, Houston up at 97. That's with the humidity. That's a factor in the humidity. It feel a lot hotter than that. Dallas 102 on Monday. Stay cool, my friend. Summer is back. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Dave. Many of us have cameras in our phones, and we can get amazing photos of the incredible weather all around us. But it does take a true professional to get shots like these. Not going to find these in my camera roll. Up next, we talk to the photographer, and he tells us the secret to getting these great shots. Plus, we'll count down his favorite picks in today's Top 5.
A flood advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 78 degrees with a thunderstorm. this afternoon. Variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
The makers of Excedrin Migraine, #1 neurologist recommended.
Summer days drifting away to all your summer nights. Tell me more.
Twizzlerize your summer fun with Twizzlers, the twist you can't resist.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and make you feel like this. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $239 a square foot.
Want proof that Pantene makes your hair healthier all the way to the end? Put Pantene to the test. Watch. When hair loses protein, it splits and fails the needle test. But with Pantene, the Advanced Pro V formula helps prevent protein loss and stop split ends before they start. So your hair passes the test with ease. Put Pantene to the test. For hair so healthy, you shine.
Have you or a loved one had a Stryker hip implant procedure since 2008? Then please listen. Stryker has recalled 2 hip implants due to substantial design flaws. Danger signs include swelling, pain in the hip, leg, or groin, and popping, clicking, or grinding sounds. If you've suffered any symptoms, had replacement surgery, or received a recall notice in the mail or from your doctor, call this number immediately. Cases are settling right now. Protect your rights. Call 1-888-958-0000 now for more information.
You won't find any anthills up here, but I just found some ants. Going from here to there. But by alternating these baits, I make sure that these guys are going nowhere. To catch a pest, you've got to think like a pest. Not just in any home, in your home.
Crafty chemical companies have deceived us for generations. Once you start using their furniture polishes, you have to keep adding more and more layers just to create a false shine.
Finally, there's a pure and simple furniture polish from a pure and simple people. Introducing Dutch Glow. Based on a century-old woodworker's formula, it easily cleans, polishes, and nourishes all of the woodwork in your home.
The simple ingredients in Dutch Glow Amish Wood Milk break down years of wax buildup, revealing your furniture's natural glow.
Did you know most water rings are actually a discoloration in the wax buildup? Dutch Glow easily removes those embarrassing heat rings and watermarks.
And in the kitchen, it's like a magician on your cabinets, removing cooking grease, smoke stains, and fingerprints that build up over time.
Look how you can turn an antique flea market find into a gold mine.
Waxes and polishes can leave a sticky residue that attracts dust. So we cleaned half of this table and broke open a down pillow to show how Dutch Glow attracts less dust, so you'll clean less often.
My company cleans thousands of homes and offices every year, and we even trust Amish Wood Milk on painted wood surfaces because harsh chemical cleaners can etch your painted wood over time.
When they're outside the lines, Dutch Glow comes through every time.
Use Dutch Glow on cherry, pine, maple, teak, hickory, and on any painted wood surface too.
It'll also remove scuff marks from baseboards and cabinet doors. Join the generations of sportsmen that trust Amish Wood Milk for their wood. Call now and get your bottle of Dutch Glow for just $10. We'll also include a second bottle of Dutch Glow with our special wood floor nozzle. Just pay separate shipping and processing. But if you call right now, we'll even include our jumbo microfiber polishing cloth absolutely free. You get it all. A huge value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-779-7001 and get 2 bottles of Dutch Glow for just $10 plus shipping and processing. That's 1-800-779-7001 or go to DutchGlow.com right now.
Holy moly.
I think my heart rate just went down about 5 beats per minute.
Very zen.
Yes, it is truly amazing out there, don't you think? Now, those awesome images are courtesy of Rick Fermanick, who specializes in monsoon photography.
And this time of year is perfect for that in the Southwest. So we have Rick on the phone to talk to us now to get info about how he gets those amazing shots. Rick, we got to thank you so much for joining us today. Everyone loves to take pictures, even better when it's a great one. So how important is the weather when you're searching for any shots when you shoot?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be with you today. For weather, for me, of course, that's when photography happens, and that's when the drama takes place. As you know, we have a lot of blue skies and sunshine out here, and so, you know, understandably, we get very excited when weather begins to happen, and so it's critical. Atmosphere with light is for me what will make it for an image.
Now, Rick, what kind of weather do you like the most? I know you talked about clouds, but is there something specific that you especially look for?
Well, you know, originally growing up in Oklahoma in the Midwest, I've always been interested in storm chasing. So probably the monsoon season out here, you know, late June, July, August, September, you know, is what will get me most excited. You know, and I'm searching for the intense storm that will have the huge thunderheads and hopefully produce lightning. And also I try to set up for rainbows and things like that.
Well, Rick Fermanick, you have made our day just a little more pleasant by sharing some of this beauty with us. Thanks so much for that.
And, you know, we're going to one-up it because we've got a very special top 5. Rick is going to stick around. We're going to count down his 5 favorite photos right now. Why
Wonderful.
not? That's
Rick,
high-five worthy.
High five to you, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Number 5 is where we start. It's a haboob from July of this year. Front range of the Superstition Mountains, Arizona is where we have the setting. And look at that.
Awesome. I walked up Superstition Mountain one time.
Did you?
Yes.
Did it look like this?
It didn't look like that, no.
That is some good stuff.
Rick, that's awesome to see that dust storm around Superstition Mountain.
I appreciate it. It was a fast-moving storm, and I was fortunate to be in that place to get the shot.
Good stuff. All right, we got number 4. This is One Glorious Moment from July of 2008, also in the Superstition Wilderness in Arizona. And we're looking at just all the vivid colors, Rick. Really beautiful.
This is like, what, 30, 40 miles east of Phoenix, right? Am I right?
That's correct. This is in the eastern part of the Superstitions, and this is just one of those rare moments where you just scramble because the light is changing so dramatically.
Crepuscular rays. Number 3. Now let the show begin in August of this year. Peralta Trail in the Superstition Mountains. It's been on my bucket list to find an active storm that would permit me to stack multiple. What is this?
Rick told us this. That was something that he wanted to do because you really see the power of these cells, Rick.
Right. Yeah. You can actually hone in on the intensity of a storm and. To get the multiple strikes. It's just it's one of the things that I've been seeking to do, and I continue to try to develop that craft.
And now we're looking at Three Sisters. This is from April of this year. Some really great colors. This is kind of a classic desert. But Rick, we want to make sure we get to number 1, so let's pop this one out. That one's gorgeous, and this one really cool. We're looking at The Day It Never Rained from July 2011 and that lonely cactus, Rick.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that was a very unique atmospheric event. This dust storm in the back provided a little bit more out of focus, and it had the cactus at that time, and so the sunlight was a great contrast with it.
Thanks for sharing.
Why do you want a tablet that has free data virtually anywhere you go?
What's that?
That is poison ivy. Because you need to know what you're getting yourself into.
I put it in my mouth.
Get the Trio tablet, powered by T-Mobile with free data for life. Only at Walmart.
For over a decade, doctors have been prescribing Nexium to patients just like you. For many, prescription Nexium helps heal acid-related erosions in the lining of the esophagus. There is risk of bone fracture and low magnesium levels. Side effects may include headache, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. If you have persistent diarrhea, contact your doctor right away. Other serious stomach conditions may exist. Avoid if you take clopidogrel. Nexium 40 milligram is only available by prescription. Talk to your doctor. For free home delivery, enroll in Nexium Direct today.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show me fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready? Off the couch, into the weather.
A flood advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 78 degrees with a thunderstorm. This afternoon, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90, chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey neighbor, want to save money while doing some good? This Saturday only, stop by your neighborhood Ace and donate $5 to Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. You'll get a 5-gallon bucket and save 20% on almost anything you can fit inside.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from the agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll instantly begin experiencing relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point on the calf muscle to instantly relieve pain. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain at the sciatic nerve and lower back for instant relief.
I just slide it on, I tighten the strap, I feel the pressure point right behind my knee, and right away I feel the release of pain in my lower back.
Be Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on the specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Wow, that's I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something.
You can't see the relief? I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
I definitely wish I found this a couple months ago.
Be Active gives you the ability to instantly be active again. Wear it while exercising. Keep up with the kids. It's invisible under clothing, comfortable enough to sleep in. Be Active easily adjusts to fit any leg so everyone can live pain-free. Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now start living pain-free with the acupressure point therapy of Be Active for just $19.99. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to get instant relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-370-7.
It's not a team without T-shirts.
Custom Ink t-shirts have this incredible power to bring people together. We're helping people create shirts they'll love for their groups and occasions. Online, anytime, with Custom Ink.
We bring all kinds of people together. Families, reunions, school groups, teams, companies big and small. And we're proud to say that Custom Ink has helped create over 50 million custom shirts.
Thanks, Custom Ink!
Our website makes it super easy to create custom tees. Just choose a style, a color that's perfect, and start designing. Our design lab has tons of fonts and amazing artwork.
Custom Ink really helps my business look professional, and uploading my logo was easy.
The t-shirts are a hit. Everyone loves them. So what's your next event or gathering? Order one shirt or thousands at customink.com. Start today. Free shipping and on-time delivery are guaranteed.
Thanks, Custom Ink!
94977 now. That's 1-800-229-4977 or go to growup.com.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Good to see you, Dave, along with Alex Wilson. Well, every hurricane season, thousands of cities are at risk of being hit by a hurricane.
Starting Monday, senior hurricane specialist Brian Norcross is going to count down our 5 most dangerous hurricane cities. You can find out if you live in one of them. Find out all next week what the answers are right here on the Weather Channel. And with that, let's take a look at our tropical update.
I think we've got somebody who can handle that.
We do. Our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry, joins us.
I've probably lived in a few of those dangerous
Probably.
hurricanes.
I think that's a good
You grew up in one of them.
I did, yeah. Probably the most, well, we'll see what Monday says. All right, let's take a look at the tropics. As Dave and Alex were saying, we have a disturbance, a new one that just rolled off the coast of Africa. It's getting better organized, but strangely enough, the odds for development are coming down. Take a look at this latest information we got in just now from the Hurricane Center. This is the area that I'm talking about off the coast of Africa, nearing the Cape Verde Islands. Earlier, there was a 20% chance of development, now down to only a 10% chance of development, but the thunderstorms have become better organized this afternoon. So let me explain what's going on. Here's what it looks like on the visible satellite picture. You can notice the twisting and turning motion to these clouds. We have one clustering of clouds here, and that's the one over here just coming off the coast of Africa that we have our eye on. I'm going to put on our wind flow at the surface and clearly a circulation with it, so that's not a question. Two things that you're looking for with the developing system is the circulation, the low-level spin, and also the thunderstorm growth. But we just don't have thunderstorms up here to the north. All we have are a few little spotty, what we call stratocumulus clouds, or fair weather clouds. That's because there's a lot of dry and a lot of stable air up there in the atmosphere. And when I talk about stability, what I'm talking about is downward motions in the atmosphere that just snuff out those thunderstorms. And there's a few reasons why that air is stable. First of all, the temperatures at the mid-levels of the atmosphere are much warmer than normal. So you have warm air, at least relatively warm air aloft. And at the surface are cooler SSTs, as we call them, sea surface temperatures or ocean temperatures. That's not providing the fuel that you would normally get from the surface. So anytime you have warm above cool, that acts as a cap on these thunderstorms. So that'll prevent anything from developing across the Atlantic through the weekend. We do have some activity in the tropics, everything though in the eastern Pacific, including this tropical storm Karina. Let's show you the latest information from the Hurricane Center on that one. A 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm, but the motion moving toward the west at 12 miles an hour, which will take it further out to sea. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you so much, Michael. It is amazing out there, and we know there's lots of amazing events happening this weekend. So we got to go through and pick one for you. We have to limit it to one, but we know there's so much happening. Not Greenville. All right, where are we going? Holzapfel, PA, Pennsylvania. You know why? Because this weekend is the Laurel Highlands Garlic Festival, where organizers invite guests to celebrate the stinking rose. Holzapfel is near Johnstown and Somerset, and the festival is going to feature entertainment like Mr. Trombone, chef demos. And what's a garlic festival without some tasting? Forecast looks good. Plenty of sunshine Saturday, temps in the mid-70s, 83 on Sunday. So not even too hot, Dave, that the gum in your pocket, it's not going to melt. Pack your mints, too.
How did you know I put my gum in my pocket? Wow. Amazing. Hey, here's the forecast for the weekend, and not just in Holzapfel, Pennsylvania, but all across the United States. You got plans here in Chicago to go downtown and see that air and water show? Well, it just better be timed right, because Mother Nature's going to try to throw a wrench in there. We're going to have a cold front come southward from Canada. One severe weather maker. Another one moving out of South Dakota. That's two. The heartland could be in trouble. East Coast looks good. Just watch it on the beaches. Texas heating up. The West drying out. And that's pretty much the plan for the weekend. And there we have it, my friend. Saturday and Sunday. Heartland, the West, the wetland. Back to you, Alex.
Well, Dave, going to a barbecue, a run, maybe an outdoor concert? Wouldn't that be nice for your weekend plans? We're going to tell you if your area is on the best or worst list so you can maybe finalize those plans. That's as Weather Center Live continues. We leave you with a live look at New York City, but we're not gone long. We're back in 60 seconds.
A flood advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 75 degrees with a heavy thunderstorm. this afternoon. Variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.